What up, guys? CP the Tool Addict. Woo! What's up, little buddy? We got a little Henry here today again. He didn't want to be all the way in the video. He just wants me to pet him. You know, just always wants to be petted. Always wants to be loved on. Anyways, guys, we're going to do part 5 here. And this is going to be the second to and last installment of how I became a Mac tool dealer. Last time we left off on... Sorry. I think I got some of my hair in my mouth. Look at this stuff. It's out of control. Anyways, we left off on Tool Fair, my first Tool Fair. And I don't think I really elaborated on coming back out of Tool Fair. So after I came out of Tool Fair, super excited. We had the 916 spark plug sockets. You know, like that's not many tool guys probably get excited about a spark plug socket like I did, but it was a win for me. You know, it was a win for me to actually help somebody out that I hadn't had a chance to. And you know what? Nothing felt better to me as a tool guy than when I could actually do something for a customer. That was probably one of my biggest motivators. And I still feel the same way about YouTube. When I can help somebody out and push, get them into a tool or get them into something and genuinely try to help somebody out. It's not about selling. It never has been about selling. You know, my grandpa used to say, you know, and you guys have heard the sayings, you know, if you enjoy what you're doing, you never work a day in your life. Well, it was kind of like that for me. Whenever I can help somebody out and that motivates me more, it doesn't feel like I'm actually helping somebody out. And it's not so much about trying to sell things to people. And I know, you know, people will disagree sometimes and they'll say, hey, then why do you do Amazon links and why do you take free products from companies and whatnot? Well, who's going to do it if I don't? And if you don't trust me and I don't trust other people, you know, that's kind of one of those things. And it was the same thing. If I don't trust somebody, and I feel like somebody else is just doing it because they want to make money or whatnot, then you're not getting an honest opinion. And as a tool guy, that was kind of always my deal. You know, I didn't want anything ever to go into the hands of anybody that wasn't feeling like they were getting their money worth. Everybody, if you're not getting your money's worth, then I'm not doing my job. You know, the thing about it is I never overpaid for anything if I felt like I was getting my money's worth. Some of you guys might relate. Let me know in the comment box. You know, understand. I'm not trying to be the Gandhi of tools or whatnot like that. I'm just trying to be somebody who puts perspective on stuff. And when I was a tool dealer, I was that guy, young kid, didn't have much money, you know, and I seen value. Whenever I spent my money, it was definitely I wanted to stretch the dollar and make it go a long way. So come back off Tool Fair. I'm excited. We're selling stuff. And man, and I'll tell you what, after that first one, it really motivated me. And that Tool Fair is really a motivator. You see new products, you talk to people, you talk to other distributors, you see how things are going, you learn stuff. All that stuff accumulated. And I get excited about tools still. I mean, hell, you could talk to Nick, JD Tico. When I talk about tools sometimes, I'm just excited about it. It's because the old saying where people say the tools don't make a mechanic is absolutely not true anymore. You can't fix a car without a scan tool. So that tool makes a mechanic. You have to know how to read it and know how to use that data. And people might disagree with me, but unfortunately, I'm sorry to say that times are changing. You know, and I'm still old school in some ways. I get it. You know, like, you know, I'm still old school about things, but that's the thing about tools is they help improve your job and make your job easier, make you more money. And we're all just trying to get through this thing, and we're not. The thing about it is that's what the corporations are the one that were making money. Nobody cares about blue collar people. That's the thing about it is at the end of the day, they just want to take your money out of your pocket, without a doubt. And I never wanted to be that tool guy, you know, so I would always wear a black polo shirt that had my Mac logo on it and wear jeans. Excuse me. I'd wear jeans, my Mac polo shirt had a Mac red logo, wear the same thing every day. I was like, who is it? There's somebody that had clothes like that. They had the same thing in their closet. That's what my closet looked like. Black polos. Some people would always say, why don't you wear a different shirt? I don't know. I liked it. Anyways, that year was absolutely they would be my second and a half year. That year was absolutely dynamite, which led me into one of my first big wins into the sales. So my second year, actually, and which would have been this, you win the award for the previous year. So 2003, I actually won this performance award, gold member. After going through here, they even give you a little pin. This is authentic pin. I know this hat's dusty. Forgive my hat being dusty, but they give you this little gold pin. And I was I was blown away. I don't know if they still do that or whatnot, but for a 20 some year old guy to come in, sell tools from Iowa, people were like, how the hell does that guy do that? Like, come on now. You know? So now I've got a standard, and I basically feel like I got a target on my back. Well, now I got to prove something. Well, you know, if you won gold this year, you gotta do better next year. So, that whole year we went to the next tool fair. The next tool fair was in Anaheim, California. Oh, wait! I'm gonna back up a little bit. I got to tell you about my airplane flight. I'm sorry, I got to backtrack. You guys are gonna love this story. Okay, so my airplane flight from Tool Fair in Orlando, first time I ever flown. I can't make this stuff up. I'm a goofus. Okay. I go from the hotel. We're at the Hilton Hotel in Orlando, Florida. Very nice hotel on the golf course. It's a convention center and hotel all in one. Anthony Hardaway played on there. I talked to the caddies and whatnot. You know, I learned a lot about Orlando. This is in January, keep in mind, December, January, whatever. And it's like 70 degrees, and the humidity is just like being in Iowa in July. And I was like, what is wrong with this place? Who would want to live here? So I said, hey, what time's the shuttle leave in the morning? My flight leaves, I don't even remember the time, but let's just say for the sake of argument, it was 9 a.m. The shuttle left, he goes, oh, the shuttle leaves at like 8 a.m. And I'm like, cool, that's 2 hours before. Keep in mind, that time frame is back when 9/11 happened. If you guys flew to a 9/11, you know. Body cavity, all that stuff. Now, I didn't get that done. Nobody went in there and said, hey, we need you to spread and cough. Nobody gave me that. That's a spoiler alert. So anyways, I get up in the morning, 7 o'clock, go eat breakfast, and there's 2 shuttles out front. I'm like, cool, it's 7:30. I'll just catch the 8 o'clock one, no big deal. You're supposed to be at the airport 2 hours before. I didn't think like a dummy that 15-minute difference, because we weren't that far from the airport, Orlando Airport, that was going to be a big deal. I show up at the airport an hour and 45 minutes before my flight. I think you know where the story's going. First of all, they hung me up through check-in. I got to the plane. Through the gate. Got up there. They were boarding the plane, and they wouldn't let me on. And I had to sit there for an hour and watch people board on the plane that had been sitting there waiting for almost 2 hours. It was ridiculous. I missed my flight. The very first time I ever flew in my entire life. And I'm sitting in Orlando. I watched my friends get on the plane. I watched other distributors going back to Iowa get on the plane. And I'm sitting there, I have no clue what I'm doing. And you know what they're telling me? Oh, well, you're not going to get back. You're going to have to get another flight. I have no idea. They're like, you're going to need to get it. I have no idea. These people are telling me all. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm going to be stuck here? I don't have a car. You know, I can't even get a car. Because at that time, they wouldn't even rent cars to people. I don't remember what the deal was, but rental cars they didn't have any rental cars. I mean, I was like, this is a nightmare. This was, you know how airplanes can be, they're a nightmare. I sat there, and finally, I waited three different airplanes to leave. Finally waited 3 different airplanes, and not only that, I have to go fly through O'Hare. And if you guys have had to do a transfer through O'Hare, it is like, listen, picture a fat guy doing a full sprint. Every time I leave Iowa and I have to go through O'Hare, the plane terminals are on the other side, coming and going. It doesn't matter. I know that I'm going to get into O'Hare at like 9 o'clock at night for the last flight to get to Des Moines. If I don't like sprint across there, I'm going to have to catch that. So I finally get on a plane, and one guy was super nice. He said, look, I'm going to give up my seat to this gentleman. I don't need to leave tonight. I was just going to try to leave early, but I listened to his story, and I was like, you know, this is his first time flying, and you guys are giving him the worst experience ever. And he was there. He was in the terminal, or he was in the gate an hour before you guys boarded the plane. Like, come on. Get to the O'Hare and I sprint across. I finally make it home. But I got to the airport, keep this in mind, I was at the airport at like 8:15 in the morning, 8:20, something like that. And I sat there until, in Orlando Airport, and I think it was like a 2-hour flight to Chicago. So I sat there until almost 7 o'clock in the evening, 6 o'clock in the evening in the airport. My very first time flying, my return home. So a little bit off on the tool story. But anyways, I just wanted to put that in there because that was something that stuck out in my mind. Orlando Airport is a very cool airport. That aquarium in the middle is pretty sweet. And they got all sorts of animals that were kind of out there on the running around and whatnot. Anyways, fantastic. Anyways, back to my story. So now I've gone into the second tool fair. My second tool fair is in Anaheim, California. And this is a big one for me because not only I got the gold one the previous year. No, how'd that work? 2003, I got the gold, and that was in Orlando. That was my first year. Basically my second year. We'll call it my second year. My third year, we sold tools, whatnot, like crazy. And then I might have made it another level up before that. The first year I actually might have made it up a level. I don't remember how that went. I know that when I was in Anaheim, though, two things happened. They came out with a new program called the Mac Extravaganza. I got to the tool fair in Anaheim, and it was during the year that they had a flood. In fact, I can almost tell you exactly what happened. They were having landslides that year. The Green Bay Packers and the Chargers were playing, and Nate Kading was an Iowa kicker, and he missed a field goal for Green Bay. I think he was playing for Green Bay, and people were like, what a joke. And Nate Kading was like, never missed a field goal ever. He was an Iowa kicker. It was amazing. In fact, they like paraded him around. Anyways, there was rain like crazy while we're in Anaheim, but Jesse James was there. At that one, I actually got to meet him, and he was actually dating Sandra Bullock. And we were just rolling out the Monster Garage stuff and the Jesse James Garage tools, if you remember all that stuff. So much stuff was going on that 2000. I was completely overwhelmed. I got to meet Brandon Bernstein, Kenny Bernstein, Brandon Bernstein, which was awesome. You don't know those guys, the Budweiser drag cars. All the drag racers were there. And Max sponsored a ton of them. Plus, we had more of the NASCAR drivers there. I got to meet Tony Stewart. I got to meet a ton of people. There was a lot, because it was California, I think there was a lot of people there. Obviously, John Force was at every one of them, and that dude's like full of energy. My second tool fair was just absolutely fantastic, and I received my next award, which was a President's Award, President's Club Award, which was, what's that, President's Club? You get a ring. I got a ring somewhere. I actually posted a picture on Instagram somewhere one time, but man, I was overwhelmed. Not only that, I ordered twice as many tools as I did before. I ordered twice as many tools this time as I did before. And not only that, we were rolling out a thing called Mac Extravaganza. So now we're going in my third year. My second tool fair, third year, okay? And the tool fair, there's so many things that went on that tool fair. I remember meeting the guys from Durston Manufacturing, Easy Red. I remember meeting a lot of different guys. That tool fair seemed like there was a lot more going on. There was a lot more new products. I met a bunch of the guys from Lyle. Just tons of people from all different vendors. I was a lot more involved in that tool fair because I knew people better that time after a year. Customer service wise, knew people. The people all laugh. Oh my God, you're the guy that we talked to. Oh yeah, you're hilarious, man. And I ordered they had a ton of deals. Oh, they had a $2,000 rebate. I remember that too. If you ordered tools, you had a $2,000 rebate, so you got $2,000 cash on the spot if you ordered this big bundle. That was a cool promo they had. But at this point, I was already settled in to buying tools for my customers. Like, I knew that I was going to buy as many tools on deals for my customers so I can make them deals all year long. I got to the point to where I would never, like the promo flyers you see come out, I would never buy anything unless it was on the promo flyer. I would never buy anything, much like I am right now. I never buy any tools unless it's on sale. That's one of the things is that I would just wait until it was on sale and then buy it. This video is getting kind of long, but the last video we're gonna wrap up is gonna be it's gonna be a bigger one, so we might go a little bit longer. Nonetheless, I have gotten all this like great, like the President's Club thing. It was very bougie, very you know, you get to be up there with all, so got to sit up front row. You know, I'm like, dude, this guy's from Iowa. I'm from Iowa. I'm up here with all these distributors. There was like, the room was filled. You got to think at the time, Mac Tools, I think we were like 2,500 distributors, and there had to have been almost 1,200 distributors in this room with their wives, their families. So you got this great big room and all these tables, and it's a ballroom type setting, and they're playing these big pump up videos. You probably have seen some of them on, you know, and it's just a great time. Dancing, food, drinking, obviously. We all had some Chardonnays and big boy sodas. And, you know, it was a great time. It was just a fun event, and getting to meet Jesse James. I really became a big fan of that guy after meeting him, because he was a no BS type of guy. If he didn't like you, he just told you. He's like, listen, dude, I don't like you. You're worthless. You know, and that's kind of how I liked it. You know, I like it when people are just like, hey, I don't like you. You know, no BSing around. You don't have to act like a little choir boy. Anyways, I get back. I am pumped up. Not only that, this Mac Extravaganza, I'm going to go into this. So we have all these new tools, but now Mac has rolled out this rolling tool show for its customers. And this is like one of the greatest things I don't understand. It didn't hold out. It didn't keep going. But they have this deal where they basically bring the tool show to the customers, which I thought was awesome. So we rent a building, we cater it, and they bring in a tool show. They bring in a tool fair for the customers, give away stuff, and it's basically a mini tools fair. That's what my whole point with all this was, is to talk about this Mac Extravaganza. They bring in this mini tool fair for my customers. So all the dealers in the area got together and they put this deal on. I bet we had over 1,000 guys at this Mac Extravaganza. I was going apeshit. Sold 3 Maximizer toolboxes in one day. Most I ever sold in Maximizer toolboxes was the Mac Extravaganza. And if you're an older dealer and you remember that, you're going to comment down below, because it was cool. I thought it was neat. They had prototype toolboxes with stereos and stuff, were way ahead, which I never seen from Mac come out until years after. But nonetheless, it was fantastic. And it was a great time. And that came out later in the year. And then that went to your residual sales, would then pump me up for another great tool fair coming up, which would in turn be my third and final tool fair, unfortunately. The next tool fair that I went to was, that would be my last and final tool fair, which that one was, where was that one? In Denver? Was this one in Denver, Tennessee? Maybe I went to another one, but it wasn't because I was with. Anyways, nonetheless, it was my third tool fair, my fourth year in the business, and I think it was in Tennessee, Gaylord Opry House in Tennessee. And we will leave that story, the sixth and final, what is this, fifth? This is fifth, and the next one will be sixth and final Mac Tool story for you guys. Will be next to one coming up, and we'll do all the conclusion of how I became a Mac dealer, and basically why I stopped being a Mac dealer. That third year was the pinnacle, honestly. And from here on out, my fourth year and my fifth year are going to be, you're going to hear the disappointing things. So stay tuned for that next one. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Ring that bell. Remember, keep your hands dirty and your money clean. Thanks for watching.